Headlines for this week include the Recreational Eagle Center expansion, presentations from former Milwaukee Mayor, and the 12th annual drag show comes to La Crosse. Stay tuned. WMCM's Week in Review is up next.
Hello, and thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. I'm one half of WMCM's dynamic duo, Alex Riley.
And I'm the other half, Nick Ragner. The famed Recreational Eagle Center is on the cusp of an $8 million addition. On April 15th, the UW La Crosse students will vote on that proposal that will see a $14 increase in annual student fees to add a 30,000 square foot expansion to the building. If the referendum is approved, the project will then be brought to the UW System Board of Regents for consideration as part of the 2015-2017 capital budget. Following, the proposal would then need to be approved by the State Building Commission. The goal would be to have the addition completed by the start of the 2017 fall semester.
Former Milwaukee Mayor John Norquist is set to give multiple presentations in La Crosse this weekend. Cities and Sustainability is the title of his signature slideshow that he will present, which emphasizes the negative effects of suburban sprawl. Norquist served as mayor of Wisconsin's largest city from 1988 to 2003 and is currently the CEO and president of the Congress of New Urbanism. Norquist will begin the presentations tonight at 5:30 p.m. in room 1400 Centennial Hall, and again on Friday, April 4th from 7:30 to 9 a.m. in the Radisson Hotel. While both programs are free, those attending the presentation at the Radisson must RSVP by calling 608-785-8436. Now here's Travis Judelll to update us on upcoming events on campus. Take it away, Travis.
Thanks, Alex. Are you looking for a good laugh? Well, UWL's 1-2-3 Thursdays has just the solution for you. Tonight at 6:30, comedian rapper Zach Sherwin, also known as MCM Mr. Napkins, will be performing at the Cellar. Sherwin combines rap and comedy. He is known for his roles as Albert Einstein and Sherlock Holmes in YouTube's series Epic Rap Battles of History, and his writings used in MTV Music Awards. Sherwin also has an album produced by Comedy Central. Records has appeared on VH1 and MTV. This event is free and is sponsored by University Centers and University Dining. For more information on his La Crosse performance, visit uwlax.edu/ or call 608-785-8873. Grab your friends and have a hilariously fun time at UWL's 12th annual drag show. This show is set for 7 p.m. Friday, April 4th in Valhalla Cartwright Center. Tickets are $5 for students before April 4th and $8 on the day of the show. All proceeds will be donated to the AIDS Resource Center of Wisconsin. Tickets are on sale at the Cartwright Center ticket office. A star-studded lineup is expected, including big names such as Casey Tobin, Keely Reese, Darcy Thorne, and Will Rosenbeck. Ever wanted to work for a newspaper? The Racket, UWL's own newspaper, is currently taking applications for a news editor, features editor, copy editor, and advertising executives. It's a great opportunity to get involved, plus earn a little cash. Applications are available outside the Racket office located in 231-232 Cartwright Center. You can also apply online at www.theracket.com/apply. The deadline to apply is noon on Friday, April 11th. Any questions can be directed to the editor-in-chief, Nicole Legler, at legler.nico@uwlax.edu. Now back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Travis. Are you an outdoor type of person but don't have the access to the equipment or resources? Look no further than UWL's own Outdoor Connection to get anything you could want. Let's take a look.
The snow is finally melting, and it's time to get outdoors.
At the Outdoor Connection, our bread and butter are day trips and weekend trips. We offer opportunities for students to go on canoeing trips, backpacking, hiking, a variety of adventures, paddle boarding, and different things like that, especially in the spring. And we also offer overnight trips for people to go to locations that are farther away from just the lacrosse area, so they can go to places in the Midwest where they can experience activities and spend multiple days out in the wilderness or in the backcountry having their own adventures.
Here at the Outdoor Connection, we have a lot of rentals that we have for the students, and it's at a really cheap rate, discounted. Just like the stuff that we have back here are backpacks, and we have sleeping bags and tents if you want to go for a weekend with some of your friends and just hang out somewhere. To the local locations like Goose Island, Trempealeau. In the back, we also have a boat yard which has our canoes and kayaks and our paddle boards that we recently got. So there's a lot of activities that you can do with our gear here, and we rent them at a discounted rate for students.
So going along with rentals, we also do bike rentals. We have two different kinds of bike. We do a cruiser, which is your standard just ride around town, and also a mountain bike for more off-roading because there's plenty of bluff riding and hills to go through. We also have a program called Green Bikes, where you're able to rent a bike for the semester for a very cheap price of $15. And you can hold on to it for the whole semester, bring it in, and we'll fix it up for you. It's a really great program we have going here, and we hope to keep it going.
For WMCM, this has been Andrea Castle, Maxwell Kelly, and Sean Mason.
The Outdoor Connection office is located in the main lobby of the Recreational Eagle Center. A renowned author of young adult literature will visit campus early next week. Natalie Perkins will have 2 presentations and share her experience growing up between the 2 cultures of India and the United States. She will be answering questions such as the journey of children growing up in multicultural communities and how stories can serve as a mirror to those subjects. She'll be speaking at 12:30 and 4 in the afternoon on Tuesday, April 8th in the Collaborative Learning Studio in the Murphy Library. Admission is free. The Cooley Region Humane Society has many pets in need of loving homes. Here's some of the animals available in this week's edition of Perfect Pets.
Meet Calliope, a 2-year-old female kitty that is full of energy but knows when it's time to relax. Meet China, a 4-year-old pit bull terrier mix who loves to play and can't wait to say ni hao. And here's Rutgers. He's a gentle 6-year-old Siamese cat who's always looking for some lovin'. And meet Packer, a 6-year-old terrier who's always on the run but always makes time for his fans.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the phone number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. The UWL Center is accepting applications for writing tutors for the 2014 to 2015 school year. Students from all majors are encouraged to apply. Applicants should be confident and outgoing students. Applying should be of at least sophomore standing in the upcoming school year. Applicants need to be comfortable working with other students on their writing. For more information and to apply, visit the Writing Center's webpage at www.uwlax.edu/Writing Center.
The UWL student tour of India will be shown all throughout the month of April. India My Didi will feature images, objects, and video that documents the experiences of 13 students who traveled to India. The students who went on the trip say the term Didi refers to a respected older sister, so the name of the exhibit gives tribute to their unique experience. A special reception will be taking place on Tuesday, April 8th from 3 to 4:30 in the afternoon in the Murphy's Mug Cafe inside Murphy Library. Admission is free to the event and the exhibit available throughout April. Yesterday, the community gathered to celebrate World Autism Awareness Day. We sent out the WMCM crew to find out more.
This past Wednesday, April 2nd, monuments from around the world joined in the Autism Speaks Light It Up Blue campaign to shine a light on autism awareness. Using a creative blend of blue tissue paper and light bulbs, the UWL Clock Tower joined in Wednesday's festivities with the likes of the Eiffel Tower, the Sydney Opera House, and the Empire State Building, among others.
Hey, can you tell us what brought you to this event tonight? Yeah, a couple of the girls in my hall are sisters in this sorority, and they just told me to come out and have a good time. What kind of things have you been doing here? Well, as you can see, there's dancing going on, there's snacks, and just everybody's talking and having a good time.
Are you having a good time so far?
Yeah, most definitely.
Tonight we're lighting up the UWL Clock Tower blue in support of World Autism Awareness Day, where monuments around the world are being lit up blue. And here on campus, we're having a dance party and snacks and just tons of fun.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Does your organization, Alpha Xi Delta, do anything else for autism awareness?
We do. Actually, later this month, April 12th, we will be having a 5K run walk in support of autism, and 100% of the proceeds we make will go to Autism Speaks.
As of April 3rd, Autism Speaks has registered nearly 28,000 members and counting. If you would like to join the cause in raising autism awareness, find Autism Speaks on Facebook and Twitter. For WMCM, this has been Seth McNitt, Natalie Luke, and Mary Eichen.
Join Alpha Xi Delta on April 12th as they will be holding a 5K run walk with all proceeds benefiting Autism Speaks. Should be amazing. Food and culture from around the world will be included in the UWL 49th Annual International Banquet, which is just 8 days away. The banquet will be bring together the talents of a variety of international and study abroad students, faculty, and staff. The night will be an evening filled with ethnic foods and a myriad of performances involving cultural music, dancing, and singing. Tickets are $20 for students with a valid ID. They can be purchased at the Cartwright Center ticket office or by calling 608-785-8877. The banquet will be held from 6:30 to 9 p.m. on Friday, April 11th in Valhalla Cartwright Center. Each week, the WMCM crew goes out and talks to your fellow peers in a segment we call Campus Insight. This week, they asked students what was the best April Fool's Day prank that they have done to somebody or have had played on them. Let's take a look.
About what's the best April Fool's Day prank pulled on you?
Walked into my room and I pushed open the door and the handle went and hit the air horn and basically just scared the crap out of me.
One of my roommates put saran wrap on my toilet seat, and so I went to the bathroom not knowing that and got everywhere, and I had to clean it up. It was a mess.
A girl I know yesterday, she got her car listed on Craigslist and got about like 25 calls yesterday of people asking to buy her car.
One of my friends, his girlfriend, put a big sign on the back of his truck that said, "Honk and say hi, Ryan." He doesn't know this sign is back here.
My friend, she had an eviction notice taped onto her dorm door that she was kicked out and all of her stuff was taken. She goes in there and all of her stuff was actually taken out, everything. Her roommates took all the stuff out and make this fake eviction letter, and she was just freaking out. It was hilarious.
For WMCM, this is Pappy Ying.
And Thomas Refelt.
Back to you.
Look for the WMCM crew around campus for a chance to have your opinions heard on next week's Campus Insight. And now here's Kayla Lambert with a review of the awesome movie Tremors.
Thanks, Nick. Are you confused and don't know what kind of movie to watch? Then how about a horror comedy starring Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, and Reba McEntire? Tremors is a 1989 film based out of the small town of Perfection, Nebraska. Two outcasts, Val and Earl, decide to leave their community together to find work. Little did they know they would stumble upon several murder scenes of their dear neighbors. After a disturbing delay to their trip, Val and Earl talk with an out-of-town grad student named Rhonda, and together they figure out the secrets lurking underneath the small rural town. And before I say too much, let's take a look at the trailer.
Welcome to Perfection, Nevada, land of opportunity.
You know how close I am to leaving this place right now? How close?
Where a man can make a clean living.
See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it to me. Hey, Mindy, what's the count?
640. In Perfection, they say there's nothing new under the sun, but under the ground.
These creatures are absolutely unprecedented.
But where do they come from?
I vote for outer space. No way these are local boys. How could they bury a whole station wagon?
Now this valley is just one long smorgasbord.
We can make it! Come on over! Go do!
That's how they get you. They're under the ground.
What?
Them prairie dog burrow.
We arm ourselves. We set perimeters. We stand guard. Kevin Bacon.
We could get in People magazine.
Fred Ward.
People, hell, National Geographic.
Tremors.
We decided to leave this place just one damn day too late.
I mean, unless you're a vegetarian, who doesn't love bacon? Kevin Bacon is quite a stud with a witty sense of humor and a great smile. His personality is sure one to make you laugh, and with these super real special effects, you wouldn't even realize that it is an 80s film. All in all, Tremors is a quirky horror film with a hint of romance. Definitely a must-see for all ages. Stay tuned to WMCN's Barrett Everson. We'll be back with this weekend's weather.
Saturday, April 5th, Cooley Pro Wrestling and Delta Sigma Phi return to the UWL Cartwright Center for Blood, Sweat, and Cash. Check out the main event as Freedom Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion CJ O'Doyle defends his title against former WWE, ECW, TNA superstar Stevie Richards. Plus, there's six-man tag team action as Livewire teams up with Gregory Iron and former WWE, TNA superstar Zach Gowen to face the team of Chief Atakula Kula and Revelation. Student tickets are $5 and general admission is $10. Doors open at 6:30, bell time at 7. Special meet and greet with the superstars is at 5:30 for just an extra $5. It's Cooley Pro Wrestling and Delta Sigma Phi presenting Blood, Sweat, and Cash.
All right, welcome to the wonderful weather of spring in Wisconsin, where some might say it's all mixed up, or even from chaos. Tonight we'll have a high of 39 and a low of 33, and expect some hail to go along with that. Friday, temperatures are still down, but don't dwell, because it will get better if you can look beyond the gray skies. Saturday, we're going to have a high of 49. It's going to be clear, so I suggest you don't stay home, and it's getting okay now. Sunday, we will have a high of 54, and after this long winter, if you've been longing for the flowers, you can count me in. But with those temperatures and a low chance of precipitation, it's going to feel like a sunset in July. Now here's Troy with
Thank you very much, and I welcome you all if you're just now tuning in. I'm here alongside standout student and vice president of UWL's Black Student Unity, Kalon Bell. How's it going today, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us here at WMCM today. Last week, the Office of Multicultural Student Services took down about 100 students to the annual White Privilege Conference, and that was more students than any other institution in our nation. And before we actually talk about the White Privilege Conference, Mr. Bell, can you please tell the world what white privilege actually means and how it can affect the minority?
White privilege is really this idea. It's not really an idea, but it's a system of privilege that benefits white people and is often detrimental to people of color. Now, we think of it in the example of maybe you look at some of the stop and frisk laws that we see across the country, generally implemented towards people of color. And we take it to the context of University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. A lot of times, as students of color, we may be the only student of color in a class surrounded by white people. So oftentimes, you may have a complex of, you feel like perhaps you're speaking for your entire race. So it becomes difficult for students of color when it comes to this systematic white privilege that we're talking about.
Thank you very much for that thought-provoking piece, sir. Very informative. And what did the White Privilege Conference entail?
The White Privilege Conference, which was last week, we went through various workshops. There are dozens of workshops for the students and faculty across the nation to go to. And the workshops really entailed the idea of white privilege and how it's implemented and ingrained within our society and how that affects all sorts of people and how it's detrimental to our society. So it was workshops. We also had keynote speakers who, in front of a crowd of about 2,400, really broke it down in detail, the history of white privilege and really how it's affecting us going forward in the future. So it was a really beneficial time.
Okay, and can you explain to me some of these workshops? Were they beneficial to students? Do you feel that you walked away learning something or with new ideas?
Yeah, the workshop, there were really a variety of different things that you would learn in these workshops. For me, I personally have this strong interest in sports, racing sports, and I went through several workshops that kind of talked about how the media portrays people of color, not only people of color, but women, also people in the LGBTQ community, and how they're often portrayed in a different light other than maybe white heterosexual males.
Okay.
So let's take the context of Sports Illustrated magazines. If you look at them, a lot of times it's difficult for women to get on the Sports Illustrated magazines. You're actually more likely as a woman to be on a Sports Illustrated magazine as a model than as an athlete. Think about that.
Wow. And speaking of media, do you see our media that we experience here in the U.S. negative or positively?
Well, the media, it kind of comes with both. It has a lot of power, and it has, we consume so much of it that a lot of times it can be subconscious, and we take in a lot of information, and we begin to receive some of the stereotypes that are perpetuated and ingrained in our society without really knowing it. So the power that media has, I think, oftentimes isn't used correctly within the movies, TVs, and like sports that I talked about. It can have a lot of power, and it can have a lot of positive influence if used correctly.
Okay. So basically you're saying that the media can sort of become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you allow it to be.
Very much so.
How can we steer away from that and, just understand that, this is the media and this is my life?
Well, and the media, if you think about it, it really is the gateway for a lot of people to understand other people that maybe they don't come across on a daily basis. So I think the people who produce media, I think the directors, the producers have a huge responsibility on their shoulders, not as just as much artists, but really as people who are working towards social justice and understanding people in a correct manner. And I think that we have to be responsible as viewers and also as producers of media, because this is really the gateway to understanding people. And I think that if we do it responsibly, then I think that we can use it for connection and really begin to understand and work with each other in a positive manner.
I do understand. Thank you for that, Mr. Bell. What do you major in, sir?
I'm a broadcast and digital media major.
Okay, and do you do anything else on campus at all?
Well, like I said, you said Vice President of BSU. I also have a radio show, a member of RIQ Radio, and I try to stay involved with as many activities as possible, so I try to stay involved.
Well, thank you very much for that, Mr. Bell.
I appreciate it.
That is our time here at WMCM. I do want to thank Kalon one more time for coming to see us today at WMCM, and thank you all at home for watching, and you have a successful day.
Meet Calliope, a 2-year-old female kitty that is full of energy, but knows when it's time to relax. Meet China, a 4-year-old pit bull terrier mix who loves to play and can't wait to say ni hao. And here's Rutgers. He's a gentle 6-year-old Siamese cat who's always looking for some lovin'. And meet Packer, a 6-year-old terrier who's always on the run, but always makes time for his fans.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the phone number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. It was a big week for the UW lacrosse baseball team as they opened Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference play with a doubleheader sweep of UW Stout on Tuesday afternoon at Woodside Sports Complex. The opening contest saw the Eagles rout the Blue Devils with a 16-6 victory. Travis Buxton Versteeg led the way for the Eagles offensively, going 3 for 5 at the plate with 2 runs batted in, while Cole Cefalu chipped in with a 3-hit day, and Taylor Colway and Bryce Barsness each clubbed their first home runs of the season and drove in 2 runs as well. On the mound, the win went to Ben Seiko, who pitched 6 innings and allowed 4 runs, but only 1 earned, as he earned his 2nd victory of the season. Jamison Sadowski also took the hill for 3 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits. The loss went to Stout's Brent Miller, his first loss of the season, after he pitched 4 1/3 innings and allowed 9 runs to score, 8 of those earned. The nightcap of the doubleheaders saw the Eagles rack up 18 hits on their way to a 7-3 victory and a perfect 2-0 start in conference play. Josh Zahowski went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs at the plate, which was the catalyst for the offensively. But the Eagles also got contributions from Cole Cefalu again, who went 3 for 4 with a triple and a run batted in. Taylor Colway went 4 for 6 at the plate, and Nick Barnes went 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Shane Adler got the start, going 3 innings, only giving up a single run on a Charlie Peltzer sacrifice fly. In relief, Troy Kenkel went 5 innings, giving up 2 runs and captured the victory, now 2-0 on the season. Travis Krukow finished the game for the Eagles, pitching 1 inning, only allowing a single hit. The loss went to Stout Zach Carlson, who moves to 2-2 on the season after allowing 14 hits and 4 runs over his 7 innings. The Eagles will take their 8-6 overall record on the road with them to the UW Stevens Point this Saturday and Sunday for 2 consecutive doubleheaders against the Pointers, with each day's games beginning at noon. Elsewhere on the diamond this week, the UW lacrosse softball team split a non-conference doubleheader with St. Norbert College on Tuesday. The Eagles dropped the opener of the 2-game set 5-4. Katie Fink carried the show offensively for UWL with a perfect 3 for 3 day at the plate, including 2 runs batted in. Well, Lindsay Sheehan and Alicia Faber each contributed an RBI on their only hits of the game. Megan Nelson picked up the loss for the Eagles despite pitching 2 1/3 innings and giving up only 2 hits and allowing a single run. She dropped to 4-3 on the season. Starter Heather Grell went 4 1/3 innings, allowing 8 hits and 4 runs. Megan Rush of St. Norbert's picked up the win with a complete game effort, scattering 4 runs on 7 hits over 7 innings of work. The Eagles rallied, though, in the second game of the season, or of the doubleheader, and picked up a 6-5 victory, moving their overall record to 11-3 on the season. UWL fired first when Alicia Faber homered in the bottom of the first inning to give the Eagles a lead they would never relinquish. Kelly Anderson led the charge offensively for the Eagles with 3 runs batted in on the day, including a 2-run double in the 3rd inning. Lindsay Sheehan drove in 2 RBI and scored 2 runs on her way to a 2 for 3 day. And Jessie Carignan had an RBI single to help her own cause as she picked up the win to keep her record a perfect 3-0. She pitched 5 innings and allowed 4 runs before giving way to Megan Nelson, who came on to pitch the last 2 innings and record her first save of the season. The loss went to St. Norbert's Brianna Byrne, who allowed 5 runs and 7 hits over 2 2/3 innings of work, dropping her record to 0-2 on the season for the Green Knights. A scheduled doubleheader today between the Eagles and UW Whitewater was postponed due to weather, so the next time you can catch the softball team in action is this Saturday when they begin conference play with a doubleheader against UW Eau Claire beginning at 1 p.m. And a busy weekend for the team concludes this Sunday when they play host to UW Superior in another doubleheader, which begins at noon. Of course, the Diamond wasn't the only place where UW lacrosse athletes were competing this week. The UWL men's tennis team earned their 4th consecutive victory with a 6-3 win over Bethel University of Minnesota. The win improved the Eagles to 12-4 on their season so far. Victorious for the Eagles in this match were singles competitors Tony Mirasola, who defeated Bethel's Kirby Ronning 6-1, Kyle McGrain, who defeated Colin Kiekhofer 6-3, 6-4, Nick Skavenis, who dominated Luke Palmquist 6-love, 6-1, and Matt Bulger, who defeated Kent Schaller 6-3, 6-4. Doubles pairings earning victories for UWL were the team of Dante Patera and Kyle McGrain, who defeated Bethel's Kirby Ronning and Colin Kirchhofer 9-7, and UWL's Thomas Josbiak and Nick Skavenis, who were easy winners over Stephen Schell and Brett Lizotte 8-2. And that is all for this week in sports. Back to you guys.
A lot of stuff going on for the Eagles.
Yes, yeah, they're playing great, obviously, lately, and I'm pretty excited for that Blood, Sweat, and Cash show this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A lot of great stuff going on the campus. We have the drag show tomorrow, for example, and then Saturday, Stevie Richards and Zach Gowan going to be in action. It's going to be a lot of
Stevie Richards.
That's right.
I've seen that guy go through quite a few tables.
Zach Gowan he's the one-legged wrestler.
He only has
He's the only one-legged wrestler in the history of the wrestling.
I believe I remember him.
And you guys can definitely check that out this Saturday down at Valhalla. Well, thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. Make sure to join us next week, Thursday at 4:30 right here on Campus Channel 6, Charter Channel 96, and Digital Cable 989. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks very much.
We'll see you next time.